Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Ms. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? Good morning to everybody. Good evening in the Central Time. Good evening at East Coast Time. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News, correspondent for Real America's Boys News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. Good evening to everybody in the United States of America. Good morning to everybody over here in Tijuana. And good evening, everybody in Central Time in our country of Mexico. Thank you so much for joining in. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live on those 3 platforms. And today we are going to be breaking news for everybody. The caravan that we followed for more than 12 days. And ultimately, the caravan that we were particularly continuously following for more than 12 days with the leader, Irineo Mujica, and also Luis Villagran. They gave us exclusive interviews to us, and ultimately their perception and their stand on why they're doing this massive political statement as an immigration, massive influx that is coming as, in a way, protesting for the poverty, for the necessities of the migrant population. But today, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, Ken Salazar, I believe that is his name. I will put this image right here on the live screen right here. That is the ambassador of, and I will read I will read what the article says. And because of this, the leader of the caravan himself, Irineo Mujica, that it has been really outspoken of what is happening right now in the migrant caravan and how it's moving and how it changed drastically their path from going to Ciudad de Mexico for the protection claim. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to Sonora, to the north border, because Irineo Mujica says the abuse of authorities, the abuse of the National Guards towards us has led us to take this decision, and the abuse of our rights had led us to take this decision to go all the way to the north. Not only that, I will conform and I will be convoking another caravan in Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz. That is a little bit up to the east where they are located at in Oaxaca. And from there, we are going to convoke another caravan, huge caravan, around 10,000 people to go all the way to the north to Sonora. Now, these are the statements from the ambassador of the United States of America in Mexico. It says, ambassador, according to this article, it says ambassador of the United States in Mexico recognizes. This is the most important thing, because a lot of the people that they are right now watching, and they have been watching our live broadcast since we were walking with the migrant caravan, and I have been walking with them for 4 caravans. I have walked with all these people. A lot of our audience say they're not suffering, Oscar. They're not walking, Oscar. They're on buses, Oscar. It is a complete lie. I have shown that. And yes, there are, there's suffering. The kids are suffering. A lot of people are, suffering walking on these caravans. This is why I have said multiple times, caravans, it is not the solution for an immigration statement. Caravans is not the solution to migrate correctly. Caravans, it is not. There's other ways that we need to find out a way to create a better life, a better infrastructure, better security for these people that they're migrating from their countries. But caravans are not. So it says the own ambassador, for everybody that is watching, the own ambassador says that he recognizes the difficult journey and the hurtful journey of the migrant caravan. The own ambassador of the United States in Mexico recognizes that there is a hurtful and really tragic travesty and journey for the migrant caravan in right now. So the statements were this that triggered the leader, Irineo Mujica, to come out and give out a statement. So this is what the ambassador of the United States, Ken Salazar, recognized on Tuesday, quote unquote. It says, the road, it is painful, of the caravan that led out of Chiapas, of the south of the border, in the route to the north border, and accused of traffickants misleading the migrants and to be lucrative towards them, to take advantage of them. He said this, it is a change of pathway that is painful, where the migrants, they're running away, but the majority of them, they have been misled by these traffickers, criminals, and organizations that they are making millions of dollars out of this. This is the statement of the ambassador of the United States of America in Mexico. These are the statements that he said. So let me bring it back again so I can go to the statements of Irineo Mujica immediately. This statement of Ken Salazar, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, was directed exclusively to the leader of the caravan itself, that is Irineo Mujica. So let me just put it back again so you will see who I'm talking about. This is the ambassador of the United States, Ken Salazar, that on a morning conference today, he said this. This is the ambassador of the United States, Ken Salazar, in Mexico. He said, we recognize that it is a painful journey on this migrant caravan that is getting out, that is exited from Chiapas. But he's accusing of traffickers, the ones that they're misleading the migrants and they're taking advantage of them in a lucrative way. This is what he said, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, Ken Salazar. He said, there is a painful journey in terms to the migrants, and also the majority of them, they have been misled and they have been cheated by trafficker criminals and organizations that they are enriching themselves. They're making millions out of these migrants. So after this statement from Ken Salazar, that is the head chief of the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, after that, this came. And, it's not the only time that we have asked. We ask ourselves, the journalist Ali Bradley, that she was with me this past trip. She asked Irineo Mujica, who's funding you? And he pulled out his wallet exactly like he's going to do it right here. And he said, I only got 50 pesos on me. Nobody's funding me. Nobody's funding Pueblos Sin Fronteras. That is the organization that I work for. Nobody's funding us. So I will put this video on right here. And you guys are going to see right here how I will translate what he says after the statements of Ken Salazar, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico. This is Irineo Mojica and his statements and his rhetorical comment to the statements of the ambassador Ken Salazar of the United States in Mexico.
Rechazo rotundamente lo que dice el embajador.
I reject strongly what the ambassador of the United States in Mexico is saying. And by this is the first thing that it comes out of his mouth. Saying, I reject strongly what the ambassador of the United States that is located in Mexico, what he's saying. And he gets his wallet out and look what he says right here.
Esta es mi cartera, embajador.
This is my wallet, ambassador.
No tengo nada. Si dice
I don't have nothing.
Que estoy enriqueciendo.
If you're telling me that I'm getting rich out of this movement, out of migrants.
¿Y cuál organización?
And what organization you're talking about?
Pueblos Sin Fronteras ni siquiera está recabando ningún fondos para.
Pueblos Sin Fronteras, it is the organization that he leads. He's saying Pueblos Sin Fronteras is not even getting funds from nobody.
A la caravana.
For the caravan, is not getting funds of the caravan.
No hay ninguna organización que esté haciendo millones.
There's no organization that is making millions out of migrants.
Y si está haciendo millones, la agencia, su agencia.
And if we're making millions, and if it is a reality that we're making millions, the agency, your agency,
su inteligencia no le está diciendo.
Your intelligence agency, they're not telling you
que no traigo ni para las tortillas.
That I don't even have money for tortillas, that I don't even have money to buy tortillas. Your intelligence agency is not even telling you that.
¿Dónde está usted? ¿Y en qué mundo vive?
Where are you? Where are you? In what world are you living on? And he's directing himself to Ken Salazar, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico.
O sea, ahora resulta que como no pueden detener la caravana.
And now, just because you cannot, now you got the justification that just because you cannot stop the caravan.
Porque saben que han hecho un desastre.
Because you know that you have committed a disaster.
Estados Unidos en México.
And the United States and also Mexico, they have committed a disaster.
Ahora me están diciendo que estamos haciendo millones.
And now because you know that you committed a disaster with this immigration, now you're going to say that I'm making millions?
Debería de darles vergüenza.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. Ambassador, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Porque usted y México han hecho y han deshumanizado.
Because you and Mexico have dehumanized, you have been attacking, you have been anti-human, you have been not human enough.
A los migrantes.
To the migrant population, you have been you have been violating the humanitarian rights of the migrants.
Qué poca moralidad tiene.
What low moral you have.
Y si va en contra mía,
and if you're going against me,
o de las otras organizaciones, yo,
or the other organizations,
le reto.
I challenge you. I challenge you.
Le regalo los millones.
I give you all the millions that you're saying that I have.
Señor embajador.
Mr. Ambassador, I'll give you all the millions.
Primero averigüe.
First and foremost, find out if we are find the information out.
Queda mal que un alto mandatario.
You are looking at yourself and you're looking really bad as a high level leader.
Sea tan perverso.
And you are so perverted to say these statements.
Al poner su puesto y decir que estamos, ¿dónde está?
To say on your position and on your level of position, to say that we're taking advantage, where is it? Where is it?
¿Dónde está la inteligencia americana?
Where is the American intelligence?
¿Dónde está la inteligencia americana?
Where is the Mexican intelligence?
Que me demuestre los millones.
Can they please demonstrate all the millions? Please demonstrate to me all the millions.
Que congele mi cuenta porque
they please freeze my account.
Tiene 20 pesos.
Because I have 20 pesos on my account. Please freeze my account.
Que Dios lo bendiga, embajador.
God bless you, ambassador. God bless you.
Dice, infórmese.
Inform yourself.
Da vergüenza la inteligencia americana.
It is a shame. The intelligence of the agency of intelligence of the United States is a shame.
Sepa que aquí no hay dinero.
That the intelligence of the United States is shameful that you guys don't know that we don't have any money.
Gracias.
Thank you. That was Irineo Mujica, the leader of the caravan. I have interviewed him multiple times. I have been sitting down with him also and talking to him as his. I wanted to find out what is his motive, and his motive, particularly when you're talking to this kind of level of individual, it is the political statement. He says this is a political statement for people to understand what are the atrocities that are happening to the migrants and their roads and their journeys. So he directed this strong message to the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, Ken Salazar. Now, arguably, let's say that you are saying that they are making millions. So he's asking the ambassador, show it to me. Show it to me that you have, this evidence that is saying that I'm making millions. Just show it to me. And, we haven't heard a rhetorical or the rebuttal from the ambassador. Let's see what happens, because this caravan, it is moving strongly through, not to Mexico City anymore. It's going to move to Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz. As we talked to Irineo Mujica, he told us in 15 days ago, when we did the first interview of him, that I saw him. I immediately got up and said, Irineo, what is your perception of the Democrats, in the Biden administration? And he said, Biden, he doesn't know. He doesn't know a thing about immigration. He doesn't have a clue about immigration. That was his first statement. So I said, this is going to be good opening of opinions, because he is now saying that he's not carrying himself to the left. He's not carrying himself to the right. He's just, it's a political statement for him, this mass migration. So he opened up a little bit more. He said, you know what, this is more important for me to create a political statement. We're going to Ciudad de Mexico. At that particular time, he said that he was going to go to Ciudad de Mexico to particularly only to give them paperwork, to fight for them, to get them paperwork and a right credential for them to get jobs in Mexico. Everything drifted and everything changed due to the, as his statement says, the abuse of authority that the National Guard and the border agents have been doing to the caravan. He said, because of that, I am not going to go to Mexico anymore. Now I'm going to conform another caravan, and we are going to go to, the border of Sonora. Sonora, it is, practically there has been a speculation that he was going to take the caravan to Yuma, Arizona, or to Arizona. This speculation has been strong. Why? Because Irineo Mujica has a shelter in Sonorita. So, by the way, that everybody understood, it is that Sonorita, it's a little city, a little town in Sonora, that the border with Sonorita is Lukeville, Arizona. Lukeville, Arizona has been well known that there's a lot of American activists there. There's a lot of organizations, non-governmental organizations, that they work on that particular part. San Luis, Arizona, Ajo, Arizona, all those places that is full-blown, activism from the United States, that they are in that particular side of town. So he has his shelter right there. So practically, possibly, he changes his mind and he said, we're taking it over there. This is the interview of Irineo Mujica, that he says, you know what, everything is changed now because of the abuse of the authorities, the abuse of the National Guard, the abuse of the border agents, and the abuse we have been hurt. We have been stumbled upon. They violated our rights, and because of that, we are changing and we're drifting the route into the north border of Sonora. So this is the interview that a migrant himself did to Irineo Mujica, as it was changed right here. Let me just flip right here the camera right here, and this is with captioning, subtitles on the bottom. Our producer moderator did this for us. So, round of applause for our moderator. That he and she have been doing a great job on all of this. So, this has drifted, as I have seen, and I have told you guys, a lot of you people said like, "Oh, Oscar, you have softened your heart, you have become soft." No, you don't understand. When you're seeing what kids are going through, and a lot of the parents, possibly they're irresponsible, yes, but when you see the atrocities that they're going through, and when you start hearing the stories of the Darien Gap in Panama and what migrants from Venezuela are going through, Colombia, and all this kind of stuff, it tells you a lot about how the level of the Biden administration has their words, how complicit they are to incentivize a mass migration, and then you say, "Get the hell out," and you put people through all these journeys, and all these countries are not collaborating and are not giving money to the right people to create a better infrastructure, first and foremost, on their countries, create better security and create better jobs. If the money was well delivered to the people, that they can create better jobs, better infrastructure, better opportunities for all the people, you won't have these mass migrations. You would not have these mass migrations. But because there's a lot of corruption, and because there is politicians that they take all their money for themselves and they don't give it to the people that they really in need, you have these mass migration. Also, the globalist compact of immigration that is pushing people to migrate irregularly through places that they are risking their lives. So this is what he said after this was an interview that it was done by a migrant in Oaxaca. I think it was I don't remember this city, but it's the city of Oaxaca. This is another state of Chiapas. This was his statements of Irineo in terms to how suddenly it drifted from going to Ciudad de Mexico. Now we're not going over there. We're going to the north border. This is what he says.
Tuviste una conversación con migrantes. Quisiera saber que nos conversaras acerca de qué tema hablaron en la noche de hoy y cuál es la propuesta que tienes tú de aquí en adelante. La verdad es que hemos estado muy consternados.
The reality is that the person that is asking the question, you just had a meeting with migrants. What did you told the migrants? And he said, the reality is that we are really concerned.
Por la forma que el Instituto Nacional se ha comportado.
Of the way that the Institute National of Immigration has been behaving themselves towards us.
Estamos preocupados. La verdad, estoy más bien cansado.
We are preoccupied, but more than that, I am exhausted.
De ver cómo a los migrantes no se les respeta la
to see how the migrants, they are not respected in a humanitarian way.
vida, cómo han corrido sangres y ni siquiera tenemos un juicio.
How blood has been shed in this mass migrations or in this immigration, and we don't even have a judgment. We don't even have a court order. We don't even have justice being done.
Ni siquiera tenemos a nadie responsable
And we don't even have nobody responsible
de que estas personas hayan y estén realmente, o sea, que hayan perdido. Parece
and we don't have nobody responsible in our side to take responsibility for these crimes.
que no valiéramos la pena.
It looks like we're not even worth nothing.
Y hoy hablamos con los migrantes y les dije bien
And today I talked to the migrants and I was really clear
claro que nosotros no salimos 12 días
that we did not exit it 12 days
para estar en una casa.
to stay in a prison. We did not exit it, and we did not go on this caravan to stay 12 days in a prison.
Y ahora estamos dispuestos. Estoy llamando a otra caravana.
And now we are in a disposition, and now I'm convoking another caravan.
A otra caravana en 10 días.
In 10 days, I'm convoking another caravan in 10 days.
En Coatzacoalco, Veracruz.
In Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, which has, just throwing it out there, FYI. If nobody has visited Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, Coatzacoalcos is beautiful. It's a magical town. Just saying it. If anybody wants to go and be a tourist in Mexico, Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, I drove through there as I was driving to Mexico. My God, magical. Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz is magical. So he's saying that he's convoking another caravan in Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
Y esta caravana con esta junta se
And this caravan that I'm convoking with this other caravan that is right now, together like this, we are going to come together.
juntarán en Veracruz.
And we're going to come together in Veracruz.
Porque esta caravana que hicieron, lo que han hecho, nos han perseguido.
Because this caravan that I'm in right now, the one that I'm in right now, they have persecuted us.
Nos han torturado.
They have tortured us.
Nos han golpeado.
They have, hit us, damaged us.
Nos han engañado.
They have, cheated on us. They have deceived us.
Y ahora no vamos a la Ciudad de México.
And right now, we're not going to go anymore to City of Mexico.
Ahora vamos a la frontera norte.
Now we're going to go to the north border, to Sonora.
Vamos a Sonora. Y por esa razón estoy convocando.
And that is why I'm summoning our migrant companions who are in Tapachula, Coatzacoalcos, and Tabasco to come together.
A todos los compañeros migrantes que se encuentran en Tapachula, en Coatzacoalcos, en Tabasco, en Acayucan, en todos que se reúnan en 10 días.
I'm calling out all those places that he said to meet us in 10 days.
Desde hoy, ¿qué estamos? ¿Qué
From today. What day is it today? What day is it?
fecha es hoy? En 10 días, 10 días sería el 18.
It will be the 18th of November. Let's get together and let's create a bigger caravan.
De este mes saldrá otra caravana.
From this month of the 18th of November, another caravan will be leaving.
Con todo el migrante
With every migrant
que crea en esta caravana.
who believes in this caravan.
Y esta caravana se unirá con ellos en 8 días.
And this caravan will be uniting with the other caravan in 8 days.
Saldrá de Coatzacoalcos,
And it will be exiting from Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
Veracruz. Y esta se une
And this one we unite, we form one.
con la otra caravana. Y si yo personalmente tengo que ir por ellos
And if I personally gotta go get you,
a Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz,
that if I gotta go get you to Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, if I personally have to go over there and get you,
saldré a ir a traerlos.
and I will go and go and get you, and I will go and get you so you can follow us.
Y nos vendremos como podamos
And we will come and we will walk as whatever resources that we have.
a encontrarnos con esta caravana.
So we can, all the two caravans, they can be together and they can form a bigger one. And then there's the question of how many. If this caravan that is 4,000 that we followed since it was from Tapachula, since Tapachula, it started at 2,000 and then it grew through 4,000, and then at one particular point it grew through 6,000. But because of the National Guard and the border agents, it were capturing little by little from the back, from the tail. So the strategy has been always this: from the National Guard and the border agents of INAMI, they have been to let them get tired due to humidity conditions and due to weather conditions in Tapachula. That is a tropical state. Chiapas is a tropical state. It is really difficult to keep walking for miles and miles and miles and miles on these humidity conditions. It is horrible to walk. The place that I thought that it was like, wow, it was a little town that is called Pijijiapan. My God, it was so hot. Pijijiapan was really hot, and I cannot even bear to understand, and I can even bear to imagine how kids were walking under these, horrible conditions, or how can people be walking on these horrible conditions without water. But ultimately, that is the strategy of the National Guard and the Institute National of Immigration. They make them walk, they make them get tired, and when they get tired, they, encapsulate them, and little by little, they start decreasing the caravan. This has, not work for the National Guard or the Institute National of Immigration. Why? This is the reasons why, and I'll be honest with you guys, non-biased, just straightforward. The reason why the Institute National of Immigration and the National Guard did not stop them in Chiapas, it is because of the crimes that have been committed to immigrants in that state, in particular in the past days. 3 weeks ago, 2 migrant women from Haiti died. They were assassinated in the city of Tapachula. 1 migrant from Haiti, an 11-year-old, died drowning, trying to cross from Guatemala to Mexico in the Suchiate River. 2 migrants from Cuba were, gunned down by the National Guard as they were being trafficked by a coyote or a trafficker on a tractor trailer. So because of this, because of these events that have been happening in Chiapas, if they go over there and if they try to stop them and then they try to dehumanize them, the organization is going to look bad. So this is what they did. Strategically, the National Guard sent only 50 National Guards to detain and stop the caravan. So when you send 50 National Guards against 3,000 or 4,000 people, what do you think is going to happen? The National Guard officials are going to get rushed. They're going to get bum rushed by 3,000 people. So you make the National Guard look as, look what they just did to us. So now we have a justification to go and get them. So what they did on the last confrontation with the National Guard and the caravan was a strategy mostly done by the National Guard, and they do that consistently. So they sent 50 only. It looked like the migrant caravan completely, did in a way they hurt a National Guard official. There were 5 that they were hurt, and several that they were hurt also. So you make the National Guard look vulnerable. So now you have a justification for them to come as a massive force. That is why the caravan took another route and they went west. They were going to go east to Arriaga, to the border of Arriaga, and go directly into Veracruz, Coatzacoalcos. But because of that, they went around and they went to Tuxtla. And from Tuxtla, they're going up to Oaxaca. This is why they took the route. So going back to why they haven't stopped them, it is because if they stop them in Chiapas, they will look the agency of the National Guard and the Institute National of Immigration in the eyes of the NGOs, in the eyes of the humanitarian rights organizations, in the eyes of the United Nations, in the eyes of the Commission International of Humanitarian Rights, in the eyes of ACNUR, the Commission of Refugees, they will look inhuman. Why? Because you have these several events that have been happening in the state of Chiapas, and now that you are stopping them, due to these events, and now you go in as a massive force, detaining children, detaining women, detaining all of this. When you have all these crimes in the past, imagine how the agency it will look. So that's why they let them go. And that's how it looks on my perception and on other journalists' perceptions. So they let them go, and he's now in Oaxaca, and he's convoking, another caravan for them to reunite. And this is where he says the quantity.
Aproximadamente, ¿nos puedes indicar cuánto sería el monto de personas que irían en la caravana?
Can you approximately say, when that caravan, the one that you're leading right now, and the other one that is going to reunite, supposedly, if they get together, how many people do you think that are going to be together?
Al unirse las dos, tenemos aproximadamente 4,000.
We have approximately right now 4,000.
Y hoy tenemos 4,000.
If today we have 4,000.
Yo sé que los migrantes que han visto que estas cadenas se quiebran.
I know that all the migrants that they have seen that all these caravans they break when they try to break us.
Teníamos una caravana de 10,000.
We will have a caravan of 10,000.
Porque realmente nos han perseguido.
Because the reality that we have been suffering from persecution.
Y porque yo sé que esta caravana viene con Dios.
Because I know that this caravan is coming with God.
Y que esta caravana intentó todo.
Because this caravan intended, and they did everything
para cumplir con las leyes.
To comply with the laws of Mexico.
Intentamos todo.
We tried everything.
Y fuimos perseguidos
and we were persecuted
como animales.
Like animals.
Y fuimos y seguimos siendo cazados.
And we are, and it's a hunting against migrants, and we're still persecuted until this day.
Intentamos hablar con el gobierno.
We intended to talk to the government.
Intentamos negociar con el gobierno.
We intended to negotiate with the government.
Y ahora no vamos a Ciudad de México.
And today we took the decision to not go to Ciudad de México.
Vamos a la frontera norte.
We are going to the north border.
Porque si ellos quieren calmar la migración.
Because if they want to calm down immigration,
Esta no es la forma.
This is not the way.
Y las dos caravanas se van a unir.
And the two caravans are going to unite.
Convoco a todo el migrante
We convoke every migrant
que quiera ser libre,
that wants to be free,
que sea preso en estas
that is prison on this,
zonas del sur.
then this south border, that he's convoking every migrant that he feels imprisoned on the south border, on the states of the south border.
Cárceles del sur, estados del sur, a que vengan conmigo y luchen.
And then, I'm convoking you to come on the 18th of November, to come with me to Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz, and fight.
En 10 días,
In 10 days.
día 18,
The day is going to be 18th of November
en Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
in Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz.
Esta caravana se
This caravan will unite with the other one.
unirá con ellos y ahora le decimos al gobierno
And today we tell the government,
que esta no es la forma
this is not the way. We tell the government, this is not the way
de tratar una migración
to treat an immigration process. This is not the way to treat migrants.
que es pacífica,
That is peaceful. This immigration is peaceful.
que nuestra sangre vale
That our blood has value.
y que vamos a convocar a más migrantes,
And then we're going to convoke more migrants.
a más migrantes si ellos insisten
If they insist, if we're going to convoke more migrants, if they keep insisting,
en encarcelarnos como animales
they keep insisting to be treating us and incarcerating us like animals
y tratarnos como animales.
and treating us like animals.
Así es de que ya no vamos a la ciudad de
So that's why we are not going to Mexico City anymore.
México. Vamos al Distrito Federal y después vamos a Sonora.
And we're not going to City of Mexico. We're going to the capital of Mexico, and from there we're going to go to Sonora, to the north border,
Donde yo tengo un albergue donde todos
where I have a shelter, where everybody's going to be welcome,
son bienvenidos.
where everybody's going to be welcome, and where I'm going to have them there. So this is the statements of leader Irineo Mujica. Clearly, is things are getting little by little, the energy and the statements from leaders of the United States clearly getting little by little. It's attention right now. It's really attention. As this got, today, the ambassador of the United States in Mexico gave out this statement today, and there was a response by Irineo Mujica. And the response was clear. The response was, that show me where you say that I have show me that I have millions. Practically, that's what Irineo Mujica said. This is the ambassador Ken Salazar that today he gave a statement saying, you are, I acknowledge I acknowledge that there is a lot of suffering in the caravan. I acknowledge all of that, but ultimately I will acknowledge that they are taken advantage and misled by traffickers and leaders of organizations. Also, the ambassador of the United States of America said that that he knows that the journey is painful, that the migrants, and the majority of them, have been misled by traffickers, criminals, and organizations, that they are making millions of dollars out of them. So due to this statement from the ambassador Ken Salazar of the United States in Mexico, there was a statement released today by Irineo Mujica that he says, show me, go to my bank account, show me where do I have the millions. Pueblo Sin Fronteras, show me where do you have the evidence of us making millions and millions and millions of dollars out of this movement. Just show me, where's your Department of Intelligence of the United States? Where's the Department of Intelligence of Mexico? Those are lies. Just show me where. And it's challenging the ambassador of the United States in Mexico. He goes, directly towards him, and he directs his statement towards him. He says, show me where do you have my bank account? My bank account only has 20 pesos, and I cannot even buy tortillas, for myself. So just show me where do you have my bank account that you're saying that I'm making millions. Big statement from both of them. Big statement from Ken Salazar, that is the ambassador of the ambassador of the United States in Mexico. Big statement. The accusation is big because if you have an accusation which you are saying that they were making millions out of this, I believe that you better have the information, being non-biased. I believe, not defending nobody. I'm just saying, hopefully you will have if you're making these kind of accusations, it's because you already have the knowledge that you have a bank account, you have evidence of this. And ultimately on the rhetorical of Irineo Mujica, big statement of challenging the ambassador of the United States in Mexico, saying, show it to me. And more big statement of him saying, because of everything that has been happening, I'm going to convoke another caravan that is going to be built as 10,000. I was in walking for more than 12 days. It was really exhausting. I believe that one of the most worst days that I had in the caravan was watching a little girl dehydrated on the floor and almost dying on the floor. That was one of the worst days that I saw. And the problem is that every single migrant that you ask them, they say, Joe Biden invited me. He was the one that gave us an invitation to come. But a lot of them, they realize that Joe Biden has lied. And Joe Biden has lied consistently about the invitation and letting them in, as he promised that he was going to let them in. So this transforms into a certain uncertainty of an idea that I am going over there, but I don't know what is going to happen. I'm going over there, but I don't know if I'm going to be allowed. I'm going over there with the faith on God. I'm going over there to possibly change his mind and soften Joe Biden's heart. I'm going over there to possibly get in and see what it can happen. That incentivization was put by this administration. And because of that, you particularly forget about your policies and you incentivize people to migrate through difficult journeys like it is the Darien Gap. Later on today, possibly I will have another live feed. This interview that we did is an exclusive. It's an exclusive that we did on a Venezuelan family. It is practically explaining what they go through on the Darien Gap. We will do that live feed later on this afternoon. Whoever is not respectful with the live feed, I suggest to be respectful. It is a story about what they go through in the Darien Gap, and it helps us understand how it is so horrible in some particular places to migrate. This has to stop. Somebody has to be held accountable for these crimes against humanity, and somebody needs to be stepping up to the plate and say, you know what, this needs to stop. Migrating through caravans, it is not the solution. So let's, build a great relationship with third world class countries, and let's just build them an economy or security for these people to not migrate on this massive way of influx. There needs to be a solution. The United States cannot provide to the world. The United States cannot provide to the world. That is the solution. The United States cannot be providing to the world. Where is Canada? Where is the UK? Where is Germany? Where is France? Where is Italy? Where is Spain? Where is Taiwan? Where's China, by the way? Where are all these first-class world countries that they have power all over the world, and they're not providing safety, security, and a better opportunity? The United States cannot save the world. Ultimately, Canada cannot save the world. But Canada, that signed the Globalist Compact of Immigration, and I apologize for every Canadian that is watching right here, your President Trudeau signed the Globalist Compact of Immigration, and he's not helping at all. He's just sitting down, looking pretty, speaking French every once in a while, and just, saying, I accept migrants, try to make it over here. I don't know what your journey is, but good luck with that. Nobody's stepping up to the plate. Mexico is not stepping up to the plate. Mexico is doing a horrific, horrible job with immigration. Not only violating not only violating rights, but all Mexican rights. Mexico is going through the most horrible, journey right now in terms of security. More than 93,000 murders in the first 2 to 3 years of this President AMLO. Murders that they are accounted for cartel and organized crime activity. What is happening in Michoacan and Guerrero, the states there in the central part of our country of Mexico, it is horrible. People are exiling into the north. People, indigenous people, that they are being attacked by the cartel and the organized crime. Our own president is not resolving our situations that are in our country. How are we going to resolve situations that are external and from the world if we cannot even resolve the situations that we have in our country? Mexico has humongous problems. So if Mexico had this responsibility and they said, you know what, I'm going to assume the globalist compact of immigration, they're clearly irresponsible with it. It's not the Mexican people. It is the Mexican government. It is the Mexican government that is doing this to our country and has done it for multiple decades. Our Mexican government has stepped all over our rights, has stepped all over our freedom, has stepped all over our economy, has taken advantage of us consistently through years and years and years and years. And this right now, what the migrants are suffering, what the migrants are going through, what the migrants, they're encapsulated in Tapachula, and it is a prison of migrants. It is a reality, and it is truth. It is the prison of migrants. They're not letting them out. They have to migrate on caravans to get out. It is just a taste of what Mexicans suffer on. They have been suffering for decades. The government never puts attention to the citizens. The government never puts attention to the country. And our rights are being violated left and right. And now that the United States of America, it is getting to understand what is the value of freedom, and ultimately that it is a humongous, business for the cartels in the north, that they are trafficking children, that they are human smuggling a lot of people, and it is a multiple business. The refugee and asylum has become the most lucrative business around the world. That now Americans are understanding, like, wow, this is a humongous movement of influx of migrants. Look what is happening in Poland right now with Belarus. Belarus is being tactical and is being practically is using the movement of migrants to make a political statement and to also interrupt with the peace of Poland. Belarus has been going through one of the most horrific, decades now, more than 26 years. Alexander Lukashenko has been the socialist dictator under socialism, and they are declared a socialist country. Belarus, in the last elections on 2020, almost lost the elections, Alexander Lukashenko. So he did the exact tactic of every communist state. They shut down the electricity, they shut down the computers, and then when they goes up, the polls are changing, exactly like what has been happening in Central and South America and also in the United States. This tactic, it has been functioning for the longest time. Evo Morales used it in Bolivia, Juan Orlando Hernandez used it in Honduras, Nicolás Maduro used it also in Venezuela, Nicaragua also used it. Ecuador also used it. This is a tactic that these people use. Shut down the computers, electricity is down, shut down the system, and then when it goes up, you have the polls going for you. Alexander Lukashenko did exactly the same on his elections, because people after that, they like, it's impossible. You cannot be up in the polls. We want you out. Young generations were protesting outside of the governmental palace of Alexander Lukashenko. After that, Vladimir Putin came in and helped Alexander Lukashenko to stop this protest. Everything calmed down. But necessarily, a lot of people want to exit Belarus because of the communist and socialist ideologies. And also people are entering from the Middle East, from Iraq, from Afghanistan. They're entering Belarus, and Belarus is only a trampoline to get to the promised land that is Poland. Sounds familiar? Mexico, it is a trampoline to get to the promised land that is the United States of America. So it is the globalist compact of immigration, and these globalist organizations work in a way that is kind of like, it is almost exactly the same. It's a copy paste of every single mass migration. In Poland, different problems, possibly different situations. But the trampoline to get to Poland, it is Belarus. That is a socialist and communist, country. Now, Poland has declared that they're going to build a wall, that they're going to secure their borders because they're a sovereign country and they're a sovereign nation. They already have images of a priest going over there and doing the blessing on the military to not, and to not bum rush the border, to protect the border. Now you got all these things. And on the other side, you got the necessity, you got the ideology on migrants that is implemented, that, you need to exit, you need to exit, you need to exit. So it's a political, more than a political statement. Migrants are being used for a political statement. Mexico, it is also a trampoline to the United States of America. It is also a trampoline to the United States of America. So you got massive migrants coming in and encapsulating them in Tapachula, making Tapachula as a prison for migrants. And it is used now, Tapachula, as the center of profit, because the Institute National of Immigration and the government of Mexico, it is profiting of this mass migration. Also, cost of living goes up in the city of Tapachula. Cost of living goes up for depending on, on the type of race that you are. It is a reality, people. I'm not pandering to the race issue or not. It is a reality. We have done multiple studies on the cost of living in Tapachula. So cost of living businesses, they start selling the most because they know that they can profit from the mom and pop businesses of selling tortillas, selling churritos, selling papitas, selling bacon and eggs, selling all the necessities that is basic for human life and for humanitarian living. Cost of living goes up. So it's a profit for the city. This is why they encapsulate. And it is, a profit for money, to create money, to create, it's a lucrative business. This is why I say the asylum and refugee is a lucrative business, not only because of the smuggling, because of the trafficking, because of how it is all designed to profit. And it is sadly that. And you have the necessity of the migrants, that they are practically, on the necessity to a good life, to a necessity to a better life. To a better life. And you got that factor that is implemented, but the factor of the necessity of a better life, it is also the only solution they think that is the United States of America. There's a comment right here that says, who cares? And if you are right here, is because you care. And I don't know if it was directed to me or if it's not, but you say, who cares? So you're here because you care. So, this is sadly a mass global immigration. It tells you that the Globalist Compact of Immigration, this international treaty, it is, it is unbelievable. Somebody's saying, I'm not going to read the comment. Abel Mario Flores, I see your comment. I'm a reporter and I'm a journalist. I'm not a politician. I'm not a border agent. I'm not I don't have trillions of dollars to fix this. And by you asking this question, it makes me believe that you're not doing anything about it. It's worse that you're asking this question, because that question should be for yourself and that should be for me. It should be for yourself. When you're asking that question to somebody else, it makes you understand and it makes you acknowledge that you are trying to project what you should be doing instead of just sitting down and typing. So how's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching live from Tijuana, Mexico. We will be traveling soon, people. Thank you so much for joining in. We will be traveling soon. Again, to bring you the reality and the truth of the news on this massive movement of influx. Also, we will be doing later on the exclusive of what is happening entirely in the Darien Gap. You are going to be surprised of everything that is happening on the Darien Gap. And also, we are going to be traveling soon to give you more reality and truth of the news, exclusive, raw, uncut footage for every single one of you. Also, we are going to start doing more. We have a contact that we just gotten from over there in Poland. So we are going to possibly do an interview tomorrow. I'm not sure when this individual can be ready. He speaks English. He speaks fluent English. So, we will be doing a live feed with this individual that is in Poland, trying to explain what is going on in Poland and how the Poland people feel about this mass migration that is happening through Poland and through the border of Belarus. It is important that we know how this immigration factor is being a global factor. It is not only the United States and Mexico. It is around the continent of America, and it is around the continent of Europe. So it is global immigration. This is why immigration reform needs to happen on every country. It's not only in the United States, it's in Mexico, also in and around the world. Not to facilitate more the the process, is to create a better immigration process, and also a safe process, and also, like it says, migrate safely, documented, peacefully, and with a purpose. Documented means biometrics being done to parents that they are not parents of the child, unaccompanied minors, ultimately kids, and all this kind of stuff. That is, particularly, the number one thing. So it's really important that we know about the United Nations Global Compact of Immigration. I've been talking about it for 4 years now. Also, look up the Globalist Compact of Education that is coming. And you guys know the Global Compact of the Environment, that is the Paris deal, that is all this climate change nonsense that is occurring around the world. So thank you so much for joining in. Buy Me a Coffee is on the top link if you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting. Thank you so much. It goes all to our travel fund. So God bless every single one of you. Also, Marsha Blackburn is the senator of Tennessee. Again, I don't push it that much, but go over there and read about the bill that is called the End Child Trafficking Act Now bill. Is this End Child Trafficking Act Now bill? It is for people that are trafficking children across the borders that are non-parents, and they're using children to obtain the political and refugee asylum. This is an advantage that particularly they're taking advantage of of the children, ultimately taking advantage of the children to obtain the political asylum and to use them to obtain the political asylum. It is a reality, and it is the truth. There are people that are doing this. So this End Child Trafficking Act Now bill, what it does is every person that is traveling with a minor, unaccompanied minor, or whatever it is traveling with a child, needs to be put, proof that that is your child identity. It is normal. Why these people don't want biometrics? Why organizations of human rights? Why they don't want biometrics to be done to children and to also the parent, to show proper identification and to ultimately show proper, proof of parental identification. It is nothing wrong with that. If it is your child, you should know the birth date, when he was born. You should know the full name. You should know whatever it is. So proper identification, biometrics, I believe that is number one to stop the funneling of this recycling of children, and ultimately the smuggling of children and trafficking of children around the borders, not only the United States with Mexico with Guatemala, and so around the whole continent. So, End Child Trafficking Act Now, it is part of that. It is a bill that it needs to be supported by people to be passed. If this bill gets passed, people that they are not their parents of their child can be in prison, in a federal prison, up to 10 years for committing this crime. It is a statement, a clear statement for the people that are taking advantage of it. And if you put this statement out there, the typical that is taking advantage of that is going to be like thinking it twice. Nah, I don't think that I am going to do it. So I particularly think about it and then, step forward. So it's kind of like it's kind of like an obstacle for people to think it twice and to ultimately try to stop it or try to do something to stop it. So go and Google it. End Child Trafficking Act Now, for people that want to go and understand what it's all about. Also, there is a follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, in all platforms: Getter, Rumble, Instagram, YouTube as Real Anthony Agüero. Also follow Border Network News, Facebook, Telegram, and Instagram. And also, you can follow me at Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and also YouTube as Oscar L. Blue. Also, you can follow me at Instagram as Oscar Blue Media. Those are the platforms that I'm using right now. Also, follow Real America's Voice News. I'm up there sometimes, doing consistent reporting in the War Room and ultimately in other platforms also. So thank you, and thank you For people that are watching, God bless you all. It was nice talking to you this morning. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and yeah. What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
Couple of questions. So. Ms. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.